I am going to change my life in the next year. I am 37 years old and I'm a mother. I am a caretaker for my disabled mom. I have so much going on. And honestly, I'm very run into the ground. I have gained weight like crazy. I have had so many things hit me and I've got so much set up and I can feel the burnout. And I don't want to be burned out. But when I went on the hunt looking for things that were able to help, you see the resources, most of the people that I can see, most of the things that I have available, that we have available, they aren't things that work for me. They are either things for people who are way older than I am or way younger than I am, which is fine. But I also am well aware that after menopause, things such as fixing my health are going to be very different. And in my 20s, losing weight and being able to power through stuff on very little sleep was way more possible than it is now. So this is what we're going to break this up into. I need to gamify this. I need this to feel fun because typically when you go, I need to lose some weight, I need to pull my life together, it does not sound fun in any way, shape, or form. So first off, I'm a level 37 woman. Today is my 37th birthday. I'm not going to think of it as years. This is my 37th level. I have learned so many things from my past that I want to take and I want to use and create habits out of them. And then I also want to just learn so much. But I'm not in the mood for doing this in a way that is going to be me having to sit with really strict anything. I don't feel like I want, everything that I want to work on, I want to consider them side quests. These are not my main quest. My main quest is my daughter, my husband, my family. They are the main quest. But I want to work on leveling up my life by doing side quests. So the way I want to divide this up is going to be health, career, and then also, as I have three of health, career, and hobbies, because I feel like those are the areas that I'm kind of lacking the most. When I talk about health, we're going to talk about my physical health. I am wanting to lose some weight. I don't necessarily have a set number. I'm ignoring BMI, all of that. I just know that I am currently 384 pounds and I'm not physically able to do as much as I want to with my daughter. I also want to work on mental health. I am an author. I love my job so much, but it is also literally a career where the whole point of it is to put it out there and have people tell you and tell the world how much they loved it, how much they hated it, what they thought of it, what they think is wrong with it. And you have to get as much of that as you can to be able to sell more books. So it could be a mentally draining job on top of everything else, on top of constantly creating and on top of taking care of my family and that kind of thing. So I definitely need to work on the mental health side. And then also skincare. My skincare needs, and just kind of we'll say glow up in that. Partially because, excuse my hair right now, I told my daughter we would go pink again tonight. It was like a last hurrah, my birthday kind of thing. I have leave-in pink conditioner that I was like, you can do with me tonight if you want for my birthday. I'm going to be going back to a more natural color at some point in time. I also know that weight loss, because the fat cells store the hormones, that when you lose weight, especially very quickly, I'm not going to be doing a strict diet. I am going to be focusing on fiber first and on protein. And then I'm also working on trying to get back on my liver meds, which is something that some people use for weight loss. We don't know what I'm going to be able to actually get onto though, so I'm still working on that with my doctor because my liver, I have Gilbert syndrome, and it does not process fats and sugars very well at the same time. So I gain a lot of weight very quickly. I want to focus on fiber and then protein and fluid intake. That's kind of what I'm starting with, but honestly, over the next year, I might try out and see how well my body handles different things. But I also need this to be things that are going to be long-term, that are not going to be me committing myself to something that is going to feel overwhelming. I'm not willing to do crazy restrictive stuff my entire life, but I am willing to like I've learned that doesn't do well for me with my mental health. I'm so sorry that I'm rambling. So yes, so I want to work on that glow up kind of stuff, which is going to include figuring out skincare, because 37, my skin is not what it was even 2 years ago, and what it needs is not the same. So, and especially as I lose weight, I know I'm going to be dealing with some of that in a way I never have in my past. So, over time, glow up. When it comes to career, like I said, I am an author. I have kind of a crazy goal I want to do. I don't feel comfortable necessarily sharing all of my numbers in a specifics way, especially with financials, partially because financials right now aren't going to make a ton of sense because I am fixing some problems from my past. But instead, I'm going to put it out there. We're going to do sort of a crazy goal. In the next year, before I turn 38, I would love to get 1 million copies of my books into the hands of readers. Not one specific book. Doesn't even have to be entirely paid for books. I am okay with free books counting as this, but I want to get 1 million books into the hands of my readers. And again, it can also be any pen name. Not too picky about that. But I do. I think that's what my focus is going to be for career. I'm always trying to improve my writing. I'm always trying to improve what I'm putting out there for books. But that lets me do some fun stuff figuring out how to get my books into the hands of readers. And then the last thing is hobbies. I really want to go at this using everything like side quests. Again, my family is my main quest. I want to make my life better by doing side quests. My health stuff cannot be my main focus. My family is my main focus. So my health stuff, my exercise, figuring out food, playing around with all that stuff, glow up stuff, those are side quests. Getting 1 million copies of my books into my readers' hands, that's an amazing side quest. And in case you didn't know, I have this horrible habit of turning all of my hobbies into monetized things. My art, I've done it with cooking, I've done it with my design, obviously writing. Everything that I use as a hobby has been monetized, which is wonderful to love what you do. But it also means that when you are starting to deal with burnout, which I'm definitely feeling right now, it's hard to relax. Because what are the things that you enjoy that you want to set aside and go ahead and work on? They are all things that are going to require like not having to focus on doing it right for somebody else. So this year, I've got some thunder going on. This year, I want to play around with hobbies. I want to try new things. I want to do new experiences. I want to see what maybe my family even enjoys. Like, I want this to be things to help me find ways to do stuff that I have time to do, that I'm actually enjoying doing, and that I can see me continuing to do in the long run without allowing myself to monetize it. That would be glorious. I would love it. But yeah, so my starting stats, books sold, we're going to count as 0, which is, no, we're going to count release day. We're going to count today. Today is release day for me for Till Death and Daisies Bloom with Ravenstorm. Really fun, like a dark cottagecore. Like it's been so much fun to write, but it's release day. It would be sort of silly for me not to include those in my numbers. So, excuse me as I'm like thinking this out. But yeah, so starting out as my first, we're starting out at however many copies I have sold right now. I know what a difference it makes to be able to go and actually see someone who is in a similar stage in life and someone who is showing the struggles, someone who is showing the good, the bad as they do it. It's a lot easier. This is something definitely the 20s Jamie could never have done, even early 30s Jamie. I would have struggled with this, honestly. But long run, this is going to be fantastic. I am honestly really excited. I am, as you can tell though, dealing with some burnout, totally drained. If you want to join me, join me. If you have like a favorite thing that you love to research, a favorite hobby, like let me know.